Hello, my name is Atul Bhardwaj. I am the CTO for MediaMarktSaturn here in Germany. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our journey to become a technology organization, state-of-the-art technology organization. A bit about me. I'm from the UK. You can tell from my accent. I live just outside London. I travel in to Munich, Ingolstadt, every week to do my job. My background is I was with Accenture for a long time. I was a partner with Accenture. I was the global CIO for Tesco. Tesco is a global food retailer operating in the UK, in Europe, and in Asia. And I'm now the EVP and CTO for MediaMarktSaturn. And I'm going to talk a little about our journey. But first, a little bit about our business. We are the #1 consumer electronics retailer in Europe. We operate in 14 markets, have 1,000 stores, have 62,000 employees. We are a 21 billion euro organization with 2.6 billion euro online sales. We are the second largest online retailer in Europe. We have 6 million customer contacts daily. So we're a big, big organization. We have 2 brands, MediaMarkt and Saturn. Our largest brand is MediaMarkt, but we also operate 172 Saturn stores in Germany, in Poland, and in Luxembourg. We're in 14 markets. We are the #1 or the #2 retailer in most of the markets we operate in. We do a lot with technology. We are pioneers in digital. You go to some of our stores, we are experimenting with augmented reality, in-store navigation. We have a robot in our stores, cashless payment. In Barcelona, we have a digital store, which is completely digital. And we are now experimenting with some smart parcel stations. So we're doing a lot with technology. However, we're also changing. You would see in the press, I hear in the press a lot about the changes that we're making. We're making changes because technology is disrupting and is changing all organizations. This is a quick narrative of the top 15 best global brands over the last 15 years. And you can see through this narrative what's happening and what's changing. Where are some of the big brands that used to exist 15 years ago going, and where are some of the new brands coming? Microsoft, Google are coming, and soon you'll see Amazon come. Technology is fundamentally disrupting every organization. As an organization, if you don't have a digital and a technology strategy, then I think you'll be in trouble. At MediaMarkt, we have a digital strategy. At MediaMarkt, we are changing the way we do technology. At MediaMarkt, we're embracing technology to transform our business. That's why I was hired, and that's why I'm here. I joined the business about a year ago, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the things that we're doing. The way we used to do technology was very, very traditional. And in a lot of organizations, large organizations, you'll see this. My view is doing technology the right way is about 3 things. It's about the relationship between the business and technology and how they work together. It is about the way we do technology, the way the tech teams execute technology, and it is about a platform. Having a platform, understanding your platform, and working towards a platform. These are the 3 things that drive us towards a modern tech organization. And these are the 3 things that we fundamentally changed in the last year. We also have a very complex landscape. Any business of our size and scale that's been operating for 35 years will have a complex landscape because systems have been built on top of systems. We don't have the luxury of an Amazon or a Google or a Facebook where we've kind of built things from new. We have a legacy, we have a history, And we have to think about how we deal with that. We have 1,000 different systems. Each one of our countries have built their own things. We've never had a platform. And so we're moving towards that. We've done large-scale programs as large-scale programs. And we know they don't work. So we'll change the way we do that as well. So we put together a plan. Our plan is organized around 5 basic pillars. The first one is to become a product-led organization. This is not the products we sell in our stores, phones, coffee machines. This is technology products that we create and that our customers use and that our colleagues use, either in our stores or online. We changed the way we do technology. We moved away from program-led to engineering-led. We're changing the kind of people that are within technology, and we're changing the kind of work they are doing and how they are working. We're adopting new technologies, new techniques, modern techniques, and we'll talk a bit more about that later in terms of the way we do technology. We're putting the customer in the middle of everything we build. We're defining new customer journeys that transcend online, in-store, and mobile seamlessly, and we're building those out for our customers. And more importantly, we're getting to one global platform. We will have one platform that will support our countries, our companies, all of our, in our 14 markets. That's where we're going. All of this puts in place the foundations to start to really adopt new technology. New technology like some of the things you heard about this morning, artificial intelligence, voice, IoT, blockchain. We're already thinking about these technologies and how they can help our customers, but we need the foundations to make them work. So they're coming as well. This is our plan. What does a product-centric organization mean? This is what it means. It means that we have product teams. Product teams are led by product owners and lead product owners. Technology ties to product teams, and we work in product. That's what it means. We have created 95 of these teams in the last year. These teams are now stood up. They are working, they are operating. We've taught them how to work. We've introduced backlogs, agile techniques into the way they work. We have 65 agile coaches that are helping us to make this happen, make this change happen. And so we're starting to work differently across our business. This is our domain map. This is how we define what we do and how we define our products. Our products are aligned to our strategic initiatives. If you go online, you will see this is the way we are moving forward. Digital growth, service and solutions, supply chain, organization. We are doing lots of work in all 4 of these pillars, and it's through our product teams that we do this work to create a platform for all of our markets. This is our operating model. The way we do tech, we have changed. We've moved to cloud first. All of our technology is being built on GCP. We're introducing APIs. We're using CI/CD tooling, Kubernetics, clustering, all the modern technology tooling that you would expect as an engineer. We've brought that into our organization. More importantly, in the last year, we've hired 205 engineers, people that can code, because we're building more of our own things. We're no longer buying software, we're building software. Why? Because it's through our software we're going to make a difference for our customers and therefore for our business. So, big changes. This is where we were. Old style, we were a department. We had program managers. We bought packages. We implemented packages. 30% of our team were engineers. We had a lot of big multi-year programs and lots of complex roles. This is where we're going to. We're moving away from departments to chapters. So our engineers work in chapters where they deepen skills. We are moving from program managers to engineers. We are engineering-led. Our engineers are our most important assets. They build the capabilities for us in the future. They build our platforms. They fix our problems. They innovate. We are hiring engineers. There's a lot in the press about what we're changing. We are hiring engineers. We're building a technology organization within retail. So I'm looking for engineers to come and help join us build innovative technology for our customers and our colleagues. And we're moving away from large multi-year programs to incremental agile products using modern technology techniques. And we're moving to an engineering-led career framework. All these things have been introduced. All these things are changing the way we are working. It's not just about hiring. We're also going to run a boot camp so we can train our own engineers. In the next 3 months, I plan to train over 120 of our organization to become engineers. That's what I plan to do. So we're hiring and we're building. And you can see all of our systems, 1,000 systems are being rewritten. All of them. We're building a brand new web platform. We're building a brand new web platform in GCP. We're using Node and React to do it. Our front-end engineers are working on a brand new front-end for our customers. We're building a brand new app. This app has been launched in half of our markets, and we're innovating there all the time. The star rating of our app has gone from 3.8 to 4.5 on iOS and Android as a result of the work we're doing in that space. We're looking for native app engineers. On the back end, we're building a brand new order management system, replacing what we have. We have a new CRM platform that we've created and we're rolling out around the world. We're building a B2B platform. We're getting into marketplace. That's coming very soon, and we're working with a number of companies to help us there. The most important thing is we are building a multi-channel basket, a basket that will work seamlessly in the cloud, online or in-store, fundamentally changing our shopping trip, bringing together physical and digital. That's currently being built. Subscription and services, we're building new platforms there. I look at supply chain. We're building a brand new backbone of how we will manage stock. New supply chain systems, new transport systems, new warehouse systems are being created and are being deployed across our markets. And we're building a brand new analytics platform. We have a team of data engineers who are now working to build a new platform on GCP using big data, using Python, using R. These are the techniques we're using. We've just launched a new pricing cockpit based on this analytics platform using AI techniques. All of these things are being built, and we're looking for engineers that with those sort of skills to come and join us and help us build more journeys there. So this is completely refreshing our technology set across the group. But it's not only about us building things. We have a retail tech hub where we work with partners. I was at the tech hub just yesterday in Munich. We are partnering with Plug and Play. We have a number of other retail brands that work in our tech hub. And this tech hub is like an incubator for startups. Startups come and join us for 3 months. They work with us in our offices. We help them with their pitch. We help them with their product. And we give them a place to try their products in our stores. Some of the things you saw on the earlier slide are all about things that we're doing with startups. And then we help startups then move up as they develop their product out, with the hope of one of these of taking those products operational in our business or with some of the other businesses that they're working with. Yesterday I saw 8 startups, and there's some fantastic technologies that we're building and creating together. We've got 43 that's come through this program so far, and every quarter we have another 10, 15 join us, which is very good. So a lot of work with the startup community. That's my pitch. Thank you for listening. We're doing a lot. Come and join us at MediaMarktSaturn and ask me some questions.
Okay.
Hi, thanks for the talk. My question is, you are not a tech-native company, I'd say, but you're kind of transforming into one, even though you're still a retail company. How do you think this is like transferable for other companies with rich history who are not technology companies to become technology companies? Do you see a need for that for every big company if they want to sustain in the market, or is it like specific for your use case as retailers who need to be in the online market?
My view is that every company needs to have a digital and technology strategy. My view is that every company is being disrupted, and the main disruptor is technology. You look at taxi drivers, and you look at Uber. You look at hotels. You look at Airbnb. You look at, I mean, there's many examples where technology and new companies are fundamentally transforming existing business models. That's what they're doing. Wikipedia, there's lots of examples, and this is happening everywhere. Retail is ahead of the curve. Retail is being disrupted. It's being disrupted by startups. Amazon is a big disruptor there. And so every company has to have a digital strategy. The banks, fintechs, big. Fintechs are big. So I did this transformation at Tesco. We did the same thing there. Before I joined MediaMarktSaturn, I set up my own company, and we talked about digital transformation. I talked to C-suite about where do you start. And when I spoke to a lot of C-suite about this, they all want to do this. They just don't know where to start. The challenge that companies have is they have a lot of legacy. They have legacy systems. They have legacy people. They have legacy processes. They have legacy organizations. And this transformation is not just a technology transformation. It is a business transformation. Because fundamental to making it work is the relationship between the business and technology. And so through my company, I was talking to a number of big companies like BP, like John Lewis, who are doing the exact same thing. Now, I came to MediaMarktSaturn because we were doing the exact same thing, and I helped to drive this change forward. What I hear now in this role, being in a year, is a number of companies that are phoning me up saying, how can we start? What do we do? How do we move? Because it's not a matter of this will happen, it's just a matter of when will it happen. And different industries will move at different times. Retail is in the thick of it now. Fintech is in the thick of it now, and a number of industries are. So this is essential. It has never been a better time to be an engineer. Never been a better time to be an engineer. My 15-year-old, 16-year-old son, I'm telling him to go and do engineering because that's the future, in my view. I genuinely think we are on the verge of a fourth industrial revolution. I really do. We've had three. We've had steam. We've had electricity. We've had computers. Now, we've got AI, 5G, blockchain, voice, all coming together. Industrial revolutions happen when 4 or 5 technologies intersect. They are intersecting now as we speak. So industries will get transformed. We have to get ready for that. Retail is being transformed. Retail is being transformed. And it's not about shops. It's about customers behaving and shopping differently. And we have to then work how to transform our customer journeys so we can then support customers as they shop with us. So, sorry, it's a long answer, but it's a good question. Every company, in my view, has to go on a journey. Retail are in the thick of it, so we're going on that journey. Others will come. Others will come.
Hi, thanks for the talk. I'm wondering, you said you have organizational legacy. From a customer perspective, it would make a lot of sense. You go into a MediaMarkt, ask for a product that they don't have there, but you want to buy it. And then you ask the person in the store, okay, where's the next point of sale where I can buy it now? I don't want to order it online and wait 2 or 3 days. What's your opinion on, would it be possible that the brands actually communicate with each other? Like, I'm going to MediaMarkt and they say, okay, the Saturn is like 15 minutes away by feet, you can find it there, because I asked the people in the store and they said it's not possible, we don't communicate each other, and I'm wondering, it's the same organization.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Look, I think you know, as organizations that have been disrupted with technology, we are one of them, and therefore we have to transform. And fundamentally, we have to transform our customer journeys. The journey that you've experienced is not a journey that we can continue with. We have to transform the journey so we can do exactly what you're describing. We can do exactly what you're describing. Now, historically, our organizational setup, which has been very successful for us as a business, to be clear, it's been very successful for us, has worked that way. Our job now, my job now, is to help transform it. I provide the technology tooling so the journey is simple for our customers or our colleagues serving our customers in stores. But also on the back of that, we have to then transform the way our store colleagues work, because we work into a new customer journey. So what I see is enormous change coming on our customer journeys, enabled by technology. So what you've experienced will very soon change as we start to introduce these new journeys. It just takes time.
Hi, thanks for the talk, firstly. I'm interested in how did you manage the change when it comes to your legacy developers? I mean, you've changed the whole system, the technology. How did they make the change with you together?
So one of the things that we are doing is, obviously we're running these boot camps, and we have a 9-week boot camp. We're partnering with an engineering company to help us do that. And so there is quite an intensive journey that we are going on, and a lot of our legacy developers are very excited about that. And in fact, we had a pilot of the boot camp. We ran it in the last few months, and some of our best developers are our legacy developers. Why do I say that? I say that because, not that I want to reveal my age, but I learnt my trade in COBOL, right? So I'm a COBOL engineer, yeah. And you guys are saying, what is that? But as an engineer, you have a way of being, a way of thinking. You like to solve problems. You have a logical mind. And therefore, you can very quickly pick up Python, pick up React. And so my view is that through a training program and a boot camp that we have now established as part of our university, we will be able to reskill our existing engineers, our legacy engineers, even people who don't come from engineering but have the right mindset. We can reskill. The company that we partnered with, who's helping us with our boot camps, they were telling me that some of the best engineers they've produced were ex-journalists, ex-bakers. So it can be done. It takes time. It takes intensive boot camp. It's a full-time 9-week boot camp that these individuals go through. And when they come out, then they get peer partnering and they get ongoing training, CBT type training. So that's the program we have. We're going to create a lot of engineers as a result of the program. Combining that with hiring new people will create the kind of culture we want. That's the plan.
Thank you.
Thanks for the talk, Atul. My question is on a similar line. Talk about the journey for the program managers and making them the engineers.
I think, so within our career framework, there are a number of paths that, I talked about the 9 roles that an individual could follow. I talked about engineering as one of the career models and the roles, and that's an important one. It's probably the biggest one. I talked about the boot camp. So I think if you have the right mindset, the right logical thinking, the right approach to problem solving, then through the boot camp, you could very easily become an engineer, in my view. Start to become an engineer, in my view. You won't become the best engineer, but you'll start on the journey. We also have technical program managers, or TPMs. another very important role for our organization. TPMs exist, they have an engineering background, but they exist to bring together complex programs. We have Agile coaches, again, very important part of our organization. They are the individuals that drive our culture, drive our change, and they're a big part of our organization. So there are a number of roles that are available for individuals. The individuals can then decide based on what they want to do, which role they move into. And we have a number of boot camps that allow us, the individuals, to then follow the appropriate path. That's the way we're trying to do it. I think we can make program managers into engineers or TPMs. I think we can make operations into engineers. We can do it for most of our organization.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Just one question. You said we stopped buying software, we started making software. Are there any exceptions to that rule?
Yeah, I mean, there will be some exceptions, obviously. I mean, there'll be areas where the software is less strategic to us, where we would just go and buy it. I don't want to build a general ledger. Why would I do that? There's plenty of solutions out there that do the job. I would probably partner with someone around forecasting algorithms, largely because I don't have the data scientists I need to really get into the maths. So I'll be looking for someone to partner with there, and that's an example of where we would be partnering. Our HR systems, I don't think I'd build those. So the areas where we're building are those areas where it's strategic to us and it actually helps us define the journey. So my expectation is that at the touch points we would build. My expectation is that within logistics we would look to build, because that's unique to our customer journey and we want to keep that special to us. And so therefore those are the areas that I see as engineering. In other areas I see us then partnering. And so it's a combination. But we're doing more engineering now than we've ever done. So that's why 80% of our team would be engineers.
Hi. One question about legacy and building software, and especially SAP. If you are a big retailer, I guess you have pretty much a history with SAP. And actually their pitch was also, we have software you can run your complete company in the future, and we read all the news, a lot of projects, big projects failing. Making big projects in Agile team, at the end, it looks for me just a big project and not now you're doing by your own with a lot of people never built this. Why you are more successful on that?
Not sure I understand the question. We do use SAP. We have SAP. We are doing SAP for our financials. We also have SAP as our inventory management backbone. SAP does that really, really well. Me personally, I don't think that the right answer for an organization that wants to constantly innovate in certain areas is to go full ERP. My background before I joined, when I was with Accenture, was to implement ERPs. Oracle Retail, SAP, I did a lot of that work. And my experience is that a lot of companies are trying to move away from a full stack ERP all in one because it doesn't give them the flexibility that they need. Now, having said that, there are areas where I would use SAP because it does a good job. Finance and HR, classic examples of where I would use them. Even my stock ledger is going to be run on SAP because I don't want to build a stock ledger, and SAP does a good job there, so I would do that. But would I extend SAP out to Hybris, into my front end, into my web shop? No, I wouldn't, because I want to be able to innovate there by myself with my own engineers, and I want to be able to do it quickly, and that's why I wouldn't do it. And so I think it's a trade-off, and it's very similar to the answer I gave earlier on about where you build and where you buy. But we have a philosophy, a policy, which is build, rent, buy. Build, rent, buy. And that's the way we're trying to make our decisions. Where we need to build it, we'll build it. Where we shouldn't build it, we'll rent it. Where we can't rent it, we'll buy it. That's how we're doing it. Okay? There's a question over there.
Hi, thank you for your talk. I have a question about building your teams of engineers, since you are hiring really, really fast and you are training your own engineers on site. How do you ensure that you are building teams that are very effective and can deliver software? And what are the recommended proportions between younger developers and more experienced? And how do you ensure that the teams aren't like too young and too inexperienced to deliver anything?
Yeah, it's a great question. Actually, it's a great question. I think these are some of the challenges that we are facing as teams come together for the first time. Where we put a lot of reliance is on our Agile coaches. We put a lot of reliance on our Agile coaches. We have, as I said, about 65 Agile coaches, and they really are here to help us build the culture for the future, help us to make sure that the product teams that we have are working as effectively as they should be working, and helping to ensure that we build them the right way. We have a career framework where we have junior engineers and senior engineers. So our career framework is junior engineers, senior engineers, and we make sure that we have a senior engineer sitting in every product team. And therefore, we are trying to ensure that we get the right mix there. More importantly, the reason why the senior engineer should be in the product teams is because the role is to, once you've gone through a boot camp, you start to get better as you start to work with your peers. And so the senior engineers is as much about making sure we build software the right way as it is about coaching, as it is about growing depth in skills, as it is about teaching individuals to just become better at the craft. And so the things that we're starting to do is make sure we're organized correctly, but also organizing communities, organizing guilds. These things are starting to be introduced into our organization, so individuals can start to learn different technologies, different techniques, and learn from each other. So it's something that I think over time we will learn to do better, but the idea is that we have a mix of skilled, less skilled, and agile coaches that are helping us facilitate that process.
Thank you for your talk. So one question regarding hiring. So you said you managed to hire like 200 engineers and also quite a lot of agile coaches, and I know they are like extremely hard to hire. So do you embrace remote work? So do you have multiple office sites, and how did you do that?
Yeah, we do. We absolutely are starting to. And again, that's part of our cultural change. That's a relatively new thing for us as an organization. It's something we have to do because of the exact situation that you described. We have engineers now working in our offices in Holland. We have engineers working for us in Berlin. We have engineers working for us in Barcelona. And so, I mean, it's not big scale yet, but it's coming. I see as we start to build and evolve the department, more and more of that, because we just need to go where the talent is, and we need to go, and the talent is everywhere. There's a lot of talent in Munich. There's a lot of talent here in Berlin, and we already have engineers who work for us in Berlin, and that's where we have to go. That's what every other company that's trying to go on this journey is doing, and we have to do the same thing. The advantage we have is that we're in 14 markets, and the advantages we have offices in 14 markets, and therefore I can tap into Poland, I can tap into Spain, I can tap into Italy, and start to think about hubs there. But it's definitely on the plan. Okay, I think we're done. Thank you very much.